Homo habilis lived from about 2.8 to 1.4 ma. The species evolved in South and East Africa in the late Pliocene or early Pleistocene, 2.52 ma, when it diverged from the Australopithecines with the development of smaller molars and larger brains. One of the first known hominins, it made tools from stone and perhaps animal bones, leading to its name Homo habilis, Latin handyman, bestowed by discoverer Louis Leakey. Some scientists have proposed moving this species from Homo into Australopithecus due to the morphology of its skeleton being more adapted to living in trees rather than walking on two legs like later hominins. H. Rudolfensis and H. georgicus. These are proposed species names for fossils from about 1.9–1.6 ma, whose relation to Homo habilis is not yet clear. Homo Rudolfensis refers to a single, incomplete skull from Kenya. Scientists have suggested that this was a specimen of Homo habilis, but this has not been confirmed. Homo georgicus from Georgia may be an intermediate form between Homo habilis and Homo erectus, or a subspecies of Homo erectus. The first fossils of Homo erectus were discovered by Dutch physician Eugene de Bois in 1891 on the Indonesian island of Java. He originally named the material Anthropopithecus erectus, 1892–1893, considered at this point as a chimpanzee-like fossil primate, and Pithecanthropus erectus, 1893–1894, changing his mind as of based on its morphology, which he considered to be intermediate between that of humans and apes. Years later, in the 20th century, the German physician and paleoanthropologist Franz Weidenreich, 1873–1948, compared in detail the characters of Dubois' Java man, then named Pithecanthropus erectus, with the characters of the Peking man, then named Sinanthropus pekinensis. Weidenreich concluded in 1940 that because of their anatomical similarity with modern humans, it was necessary to gather all these specimens of Java and China in a single species of the genus Homo, the species H. erectus, H. Cepranensis, and H. antecessor. These are proposed as species intermediate between H. erectus and H. Heidelbergensis. H. antecessor is known from fossils from Spain and England that are dated 1.2 ma 500K. H. Cepranensis refers to a single skull cap from Italy, estimated to be about 800,000 years old. H. Heidelbergensis, Heidelberg man, lived from about 800,000 to about 300,000 years ago. Also proposed as Homo sapiens heidelbergensis or Homo sapiens paleo-hungaricus. H. Rhodesiensis, estimated to be 300,125,000 years old. Most current researchers place Rhodesian man within the group of Homo Heidelbergensis, though other designations such as archaic Homo sapiens and Homo sapiens rhodesiensis have been proposed. In February 2006, a fossil, the Gawi's cranium, was found which might possibly be a species intermediate between H. erectus and H. sapiens, or one of many evolutionary dead ends. The skull from Gawi's, Ethiopia, is believed to be 500,000 to 250,000 years old. Only summary details are known, and the finders have not yet released a peer-reviewed study. Gawis man's facial features suggest it's being either an intermediate species or an example of a Bodo man female. Homo Neanderthalensis, alternatively designated as Homo sapiens Neanderthalensis, lived in Europe and Asia from 400,000 to about 28,000 years ago. There are a number of clear anatomical differences between anatomically modern humans and Neanderthal specimens, many relating to the superior Neanderthal adaptation to cold environments. Neanderthal surface-to-volume ratio was even lower than that among modern Inuit populations, indicating superior retention of body heat. Neanderthals also had significantly larger brains, as shown from brain endocasts, casting doubt on their intellectual inferiority to modern humans. However, the higher body mass of Neanderthals may have required larger brain mass for body control. Also, recent research by Pierce, Stringer, and Dunbar has shown important differences in brain architecture. The larger size of the Neanderthal orbital chamber and occipital lobe suggests that they had a better visual acuity than modern humans, useful in the dimmer light of glacial Europe. Neanderthals may have had less brain capacity available for social functions. Inferring social group size from endocranial volume, minus occipital lobe size, suggests that Neanderthal groups may have been limited to 120 individuals, compared to 144 citation needed possible relationships for modern humans. Larger social groups could imply that modern humans had less risk of inbreeding within their clan, trade over larger areas, confirmed in the distribution of stone tools, and faster spread of social and technological innovations. All these may have all contributed to modern Homo sapiens replacing Neanderthal populations by 28,000 BP. H. Floresiensis, which lived from approximately 190,000 to 50,000 years before present, has been nicknamed the Hobbit for its small size, possibly a result of insular dwarfism. H. Floresiensis is intriguing both for its size and its age, being an example of a recent species of the genus Homo that exhibits derived traits not shared with modern humans. In other words, H. Floresiensis shares a common ancestor with modern humans, but split from the modern human lineage and followed a distinct evolutionary path. The main find was a skeleton believed to be a woman of about 30 years of age. Found in 2003, it has been dated to approximately 18,000 years old. The living woman was estimated to be 1 meter in height, with a brain volume of just 380 cubic centimeters, considered small for a chimpanzee and less than a third of the H. sapiens average of 1,400 cubic centimeters. However, there is an ongoing debate over whether H. floresiensis is indeed a separate species. Some scientists hold that H. floresiensis was a modern H. sapiens with pathological dwarfism. This hypothesis is supported in part because some modern humans who live on Flores, the Indonesian island where the skeleton was found, are pygmies. This, coupled with pathological dwarfism, could have resulted in a significantly diminutive human. The other major attack on H. floresiensis as a separate species is that it was found with tools only associated with H. sapiens. H. Luzonensis is a small number of specimens from the island of Luzon, dated 50,000 to 67,000 years ago, have recently been assigned by their discoverers, based on dental characteristics, to a novel human species. H. sapiens, the adjective sapiens is Latin for wise or intelligent, emerged in Africa around 300,000 years ago, likely derived from H. Heidelbergensis or a related lineage. In September 2019, scientists reported the computerized determination, based on 260 CT scans, of a virtual skull shape of the last common human ancestor to modern humans H. sapiens, representative of the earliest modern humans, and suggested that modern humans arose between 260,000 and 350,000 years ago through a merging of populations in East and South Africa. Between 400,000 years ago and the second interglacial period in the Middle Pleistocene, around 250,000 years ago, the trend in intracranial volume expansion and the elaboration of stone tool technologies developed, providing evidence for a transition from H. erectus to H. sapiens. The direct evidence suggests there was a migration of H. erectus out of Africa, then a further speciation of H. sapiens from H. erectus in Africa. A subsequent migration, both within and out of Africa, eventually replaced the earlier dispersed H. erectus. This migration and origin theory is usually referred to as the recent single origin hypothesis, or out-of-Africa theory. H. sapiens interbred with archaic humans both in Africa and in Eurasia notably with Neanderthals and Denisovans.